This is just an absolute mess. I mean, this is peak Jets dysfunction at its finest. I get that someone had to get blamed. The wrong person's getting blamed.
So week 5 is in the books, and I want to break down what we are seeing week in and week out at this point, Lorenzo. Is this team a fluke or is this team real? So I need your help with this. We're going to pull up some images and some sound bites from coaches and players, and I want you to give me your gut reaction. Like, what is the first thing you think of when you see this or when you hear these? So let's start off with our first one. We're going to play a sound bite. We're going to head to lovely Cleveland for this one, where a reporter asks Kevin Stefanski whether he's considering giving Deshaun Watson the hook or not. So let's take a listen.
Yeah, we're not changing quarterbacks. We need to play better. I need to coach better. And that's really what it is.
Yeah, so this seems like a blink twice if you need help type of situation to me. I don't know if it's coming from the top down, if it's a pride thing, but to me, it just seems like everyone knows. Obviously, they dropped the ball paying Deshaun Watson that much money, but also at this point, what do they even do?
Yeah, I mean, they're stuck with him. Like, it was a mistake to trade for him based off of, like, you know, his performance on the field, but then to trade for him and then give him this contract, not knowing what kind of player he was going to be, it's an unprecedented salary cap nightmare. This is like, when I see this, it's just a waste of time. We're wasting our time here.
Yep.
Because Deshaun Watson he looks like a quarterback who has forgotten how to play the position. His footwork is all over the place. He's not getting comfortable in his rhythm. The timing's all off. He's misfiring passes. He can't sense where the pressure is coming from. He's often rolling into pressure. He's escaping pocket. It's a mess. It's a mess. So, I mean,
give Winston a chance.
Yeah, I mean, do you think Jameis is the answer there?
I don't know, because the recklessness, the missed passes sometimes, the weird decisions he makes. I mean, I'd say give him a chance because it's clearly not working with Deshaun.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think at this point, what do you have to lose?
Okay, so for this next one, we're gonna move over to an image. Here we go. This is the next one here. We've got Mr. Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh. Not really description necessary for this one. Saleh going in for the hug. Rodgers with the push heard around the world. Now that Saleh's fired, with that news, bearing that in mind, how does this make you feel?
I mean, but why? Like, we can't start with some good vibes now. We got Cleveland,
Nope.
now we got this.
Negative vibes still.
Like, this is just an absolute mess. I mean, this is peak Jets dysfunction at its finest. I get that someone had to get blamed. The wrong person's getting blamed. And
I think so.
I'm not even.
You've been on the Aaron Rodgers train, though.
I thought he's been playing well-ish. I think it's been the supporting cast around him. But to put this on Saleh, who's basically a defensive-minded head coach, and he is the one in charge of the defense. The defense has been the star of that team. This is the offensive's problem. And I think if you're going to blame someone, blame Nathaniel Hackett. The problem is,
I agree with that.
Nathaniel Hackett is...
They're not doing
is he
anything with
Is he
him.
friends with someone that we know?
I think so.
Yeah, so that's the problem. I think this is
A
like...
little too closely.
Yeah.
But
so-
Lazard, bringing Lazard in, I know people mentioned possibly Devontae Adams, but I don't feel like bringing in a wide receiver is going to help what's going on offense right now.
I mean, I think it maybe helps a little bit, marginally, but I don't know. The Jets have done everything Aaron Rodgers has wanted, and this move to me, I don't have any like inside information here, but this move to me is indicative that Rodgers maybe has a little more sway than the average quarterback. And the thing is, if you're going to go down that road, then you might as well go all in. So
Yeah.
I just feel like this is like the beginning of the mess, though.
Jets, J-E-T.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to stick with photos here. Our next one, Mr. Joe Burrow. Yeah.
More pain.
More pain, keeping the vibes low
More
here.
pain.
When I look at this, first thing I'm thinking of is, how did the season end up turning out to be this way, and how did the Ravens end up pulling off that crazy win?
Yeah. It's like, let's play a game on what's he thinking right there, you know? And it's like pain, suffering, the season slipping away,
Yeah.
existential crises,
I know.
the impermanence of life. It's just a mess. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a disaster. It's a shame because Joe Burrow is playing well. He's really
He's
playing
carrying
quite
the
well.
offense right now, it seems.
And yeah, he is. They need more from a rushing. Their rushing game is a mess. They need more out of that. They need to learn how to stop the rush. That's creating problems. But this game against a division rival was set up for them. You know, like they got the gift in overtime. Lamar Jackson fumbles the ball. Lamar Jackson, who's like normally on it, takes care of the ball, fumbles it, and then the Bengals recover. All they need to do is kick a field goal. You're like, okay, Bengals, we're gonna get some momentum. For some reason, they decide to run the ball 3 times straight up the middle. They get like 4 or 5 yards, and then the kick is a mess. The Bengals, they have talent, but they feel like a team where that window is closing. Jamar Chase with the contract stuff, that's sort of lingering. And I mean, do you see them bouncing back from this?
No, and I don't have the stats in front of me, but something tells me 1 in 4 teams don't make it to the Super Bowl. And even Burrow said it at the end of the game in the presser. If I'm a Bengals fan, I'm finding another hobby to keep me busy the rest of the season. It does not look too hot for them.
Yeah, it's just like the margin of error is so razor thin now that
Especially
they need to go perfect. Not like win every game, but they need to play consistent, steady football, and they haven't shown that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, so let's head to the podium for this one with Mr. Mike Tomlin. So we always know he's got some interesting things to say, but here's what he had to say following the Steelers' loss on that Sunday night, Monday morning game against the Cowboys.
You know, I just told the team there's a fine line between drinking wine and squashing grapes in our business, and, you know, that's an example of it.
So this is basically the nice way of saying we're not sitting pretty with the best of the best teams and something needs to change. I don't really have anything negative to say about this, because what's the guy supposed to say at this point? We're going to bench Justin Fields? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I love covering Mike Tomlin, because sometimes you get these things and you're just like, wait, what did he say?
How do
and
you
then
come
like
up
it
with
makes you
this
stop
stuff?
and think about it, and you almost have to have like a Mike T translator thing.
Yes.
I think what he was saying, if I'm understanding him clearly, basically is they almost pull that game off. And the Dallas Cowboys, their record's not great, that's fine. They've had some struggles, but they're still a talented team. They're still a team that figures to be competitive into the playoff chase. So if the Steelers get that 4th down stop, and if I think it was Tolbert who caught the touchdown, if they stop it there, the Steelers are 4-1. They're rolling. They have some momentum. They're drinking that wine, but now they're 3-2 and they're just smashing grapes. I think, Mike Tomlin. I think that's what you're saying.
Breaking down Tomlin's.
Yeah, I mean, but the Steelers, I think we're just going to see inconsistent offense from them, and it's gonna take stellar defensive efforts for them to really be competitive.
All right, so we're gonna stay with the sound bites here. So it was a tough Week 5 loss from the Bills. Obviously, the wide receiver depth issue starting to really rear its ugly head, but that's not the type of song that Josh Allen was singing to the media after the game.
Well, it starts with making better decisions on my part, and I know didn't complete the ball at a high rate tonight. Put the ball in harm's way, especially early in that first half. But I trust our guys. I know you guys are going to be wild this week, but love my guys, and we're going to keep working. And, you know, this isn't a defining moment in our season. You know, it's a chance to learn and grow from this, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, so as a journalist, I always feel like it's a cop-out when players
100%.
say, what did he say, you all will go wild this week. First of all, it's our job as media members to break down the good, the bad, the
sure.
losses and the wins. But it's just like, why are you being so defensive about it?
Let me put it like this. We wouldn't be going wild if you all wouldn't be going wild. Like, they get into an early 17-point hole. They bounce back. There's a lot to be proud of there. They're fighting, they claw back. Josh Allen, I think it's clear that for them to be really successful, it's gonna have to be the Josh Allen show, which I don't know that that's sustainable. They put themselves in position to go to overtime, and then they make just the absolute dumbest. I really want to swear now, but it's like it was that bad. They go back from a 17-point hole. They tie the game. They get the ball with like 30 seconds or something. They're pinned back. Go to overtime. Go to overtime. Just like let it go. You're there. You're not going to drive them down 90, or well, I guess they needed a field goal, but still, like it's such a risk to call 3 straight passes, especially ones where they're deep dropbacks where Josh Allen is in the end zone. I have rarely seen like a singular coaching decision single-handedly cost a team like that in a long time. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And that's why when I'm looking at Buffalo versus maybe the Chiefs, a team that consistently manages the game well, consistently understands the context of where they are on the field, how much time is left.
Andy Reid wouldn't have done that.
There's no way. Andy Reid doesn't do that in his dreams. Like I'm sorry, that's
why he is who he is.
Yeah, but like, it's Buffalo's a frustrating team.
And that's that. That's that. Hey sports fans, if you want to see more conversations with athletes and stars, check out these videos right here and be sure to subscribe for more from USA Today Sports.